goes. Here it goes. Free one for me. Thank you.
You had yours to Vicky.
Huh?
You had yours to Vicky when the time comes. Because I've got 3 left.
Mhm.
Plus I have my own.
As long as, can I have it after the meeting?
Yes, you
That's
can.
all I need. These are all ones that need to be removed. Holy moly, oh.
So Jill, there's a rating system there. It has a number.
Mm-hmm.
Got a number that's the 1 through 10 is our danger area, 10 being the highest.
Mm-hmm.
And they're off.
More yeses than nos.
What's that?
More yeses than nos.
Yes. Most of you know for trimming,
Mm-hmm.
but they're not real makers. And we don't have a bucket truck.
Any new vehicles? I think it's a backpack. That looked familiar.
I don't know if that piece of information is actually in there or not. They have extra.
Yeah, it is.
Okay. I've made a little addition to it.
Oh, okay.
Just kind of highlighted on the bottom there in bold black. The cost and it's estimated.
Hmm.
Yeah.
I need to. Wow, didn't.
I need to. Good information.
Should be 12 years for it.
Okay.
And I wasn't a contact, but I did. She goes, we take that and put it in your bottle. I'm very more.
Oh, I throw it up here. Oh, okay. Would you bring me a whole bunch?
I had those two things all the time. Every time I get ready to go there, sometimes my. After that, I walk past. You look at.
Oh, that's busy. Long one day. Sorry. Yeah, I didn't get my birthday. It'll be over soon enough. Wow. We don't give the stuff that they usually do. That's a short, you know. Good. Yeah.
Oh, this one is already done. I will turn it off.
All right, so we do have quorum, so I will go ahead and call the study session meeting to order at 6:31 PM. We can all stand for the Pledge of Allegiance, please.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
City Clerk Domingo, if you will take roll call first, please.
Councilmember Williams,
Present.
Reed, Jackson,
Here.
Lawler, Davis,
Present.
French, and Mayor Snyder.
Here. So study session is to discuss items that will be on the regular council agenda. So our first item is to approve the adult use grower and processor renewal permit for 1007 industrial. So those are on your desktops. So I'll give you all a moment to look that over since this will be the first time we are viewing them. Director Arnold, if you want to give us some info while we're looking through the documents.
Yep, so these are renewals for licenses that you've already issued at the. I can give it's the same rundown for both addresses. Though of course it'll be different approvals on your agenda tonight. They're owned by the same company. They're making expansions to their facility at 1007 Industrial that the Planning Commission approved, I believe March of this year. So it's moving along as expected. They haven't come back asking for more licenses. This is still just a renewal of the ones they have already. So we're recommending approval and there's been no substantial changes.
So basically the same for 929 Elliott as well, correct?
Correct.
Yep. So both of these were already approved by the Planning Commission. So do we have any questions for Director Arnold on either one of these?
That's not pretty right.
Oh, yeah, they had an extra zero.
I don't have any questions.
Did you find a typo, Councilman Williams?
Yeah, it looks like the license application might have an extra zero at the end for the license fee.
Oh, yeah, that would be a misprint in that. I believe what we went through at the planning commission is that this particular copy of the application is in between some edits that we were making to make sure that it was all done right, and this is the copy that they filled out. So our current application has been updated and presumably is not looking at charging people $50,000 a license.
Right.
The second.
All right.
It's just 6.
So it is council's fee schedule.
So you get on the applications, folks?
No.
But any questions? Yes, Mayor Pro Tem Jackson.
So this is every year that they pay?
Yeah,
Okay, that's what I was looking at, because that's, they did combine them together for $10,000, so. Correct. That was it.
Any other questions? All right, thank you, Director Arnold. The next is to approve the community comprehensive plan. Again, Planning Commission has already approved of this. It just has to come to council for final approval. We've seen this multiple times in our agenda. So do we have any questions before we make the final approval for the comprehensive plan? We don't have the document in the, I mean, it's a pretty lengthy document, and, and it's been in a couple of our.
Okay, before, did you
Yeah,
get
that's
what you
what we
want?
want.
Yeah, that's what I want.
Yeah, that's
No,
what
he got what he was asking for to be changed, and that was the only thing that I would want to see if it came back. I don't want to see that go back. But if someone asked for something to be changed, no, it could be highlighted, labor, that's it.
You know if any changes have been made to the document?
no changes since the last you looked at it. This is a bit of a clerical redo. There was a document that did not get put through planning commission that we had to go back and redo. So the documents, the plan itself has been unchanged since you last approved it.
Okay. Thank you.
Do you know what the document was?
It was a resolution that had to,
Okay.
I think it was a resolution.
Yeah, under the Planning Enabling Act, when the comprehensive plan goes through the various stages, planning commission and city council, the planning commission is supposed to adopt a resolution approving the plan. And I think there was confusion that there was a mistaken belief that it was council that had to do that. It's actually the planning commission. So planning commission has since adopted that resolution, adopting the exact same comprehensive plan that was brought to council before. And so just as a matter of thoroughness, it's coming to council again to vote on and approve again.
All right.
Any other questions or comments for the comprehensive plan? Director Arnold? Our next item would be to approve the diligent order form and the annual fee of $12,264. Do we have any?
Can I ask more explanation on that?
Mhm.
Because I read it, trying to figure out what the world. So can somebody tell me some more?
It looks like a cloud service. Is that what it is? Oh, sorry.
Yeah, no worries. So, a couple things. This is the, it's basically the, service that is used with our agendas and our, iCompass, yeah. So basically what is the order form before you is, we already have an existing agreement with them. They are updating their video service on their end. So the order form is just us agreeing to their new video service. We're not paying any additional fees. The $12,264 is already part of our existing agreement. So there's no addition, but because they are updating things on their end, they wanted us to approve basically an addendum to their agreement saying, okay, if we were to use this video service, which we really don't, this is the service that we would be using. So it's really just a formality in adopting an agreement that reflects an optional service that we could take advantage of, but that we don't at the present time. And like I said, there's no additional cost to the city. This is part of our agreement, which expires in March of 23.
Yes, I have the same question.
So every year we have to approve the renewal of the iCompass service. So this is just, they're updating their services.
And the reason we aren't using their video servicing is what we have is as good as theirs, or we don't need theirs. It seems like something we may be paying for, but not taking advantage of.
That is a question I would have to defer to our. Oh, I was gonna say acting city manager, but he's pointing down this way, so.
He's bringing you, Jill.
Haley and I had just, she liked that we could just add our YouTube since we were using that anyways. And that seemed to be easier to just add the YouTube videos. So we just chose to do, we are going to be changing that service next year. We found another company that we really like, and we can get it for half the cost of what we're paying by companies.
So we're not gonna have to pay any more this year for it like it is.
Yeah, that will finish out that 3-year contract with Platinum.
Any other questions in regards to this topic? All right. The next is the approval of the Enterprise Fleet Management Program for 2023. That we do have some information in the packet for. So Director O'Brien.
We're currently in the enterprise fleet program with pickup trucks that we started receiving last September. We received a total of 8 pickup trucks, and we're still waiting for a service utility truck for the water department and also a 1-ton dump truck for our cemetery. Those are in the current lease. Those last 2 vehicles we intend on holding for a 5-year period. What I have in front of you now is the proposal to replace the original 5 that came in the year of 22. Enterprise has advised us in order to stay in the program and ensure the orders, they would like to have approval of this so we can order those vehicles in the month of October of this year. However, the finances would not come out of this year's budget. It would be the next year's budget. One of the things they had noted, based on the first lease program, they anticipate or they estimate 10% increase on vehicle manufacturing for the new ones. It's an estimate that they maintain. They do that on purpose, and it's higher than it may show up to be. They said to be safe, add 10% on that manufacturing for the new ones. The current vehicles that we have, when we turn those in, we're going to receive what's estimated to be $15,000 per vehicle back into our lease program. And they're estimating that. However, as of right now, these vehicles are showing up to be in the neighborhood of $23,000 to $24,000. So we're looking at possibly earning back $9,000 more, $8,000 more than what they've estimated here, which would come off of the price of the next fleet purchase. The reason they're asking for this approval, or for me to ask for this approval, is they want this order in place this month. Or say they have a 72-hour window in the month of October to order with the company that does manufacturer pricing.
So if we order in October, when do we expect to receive them?
So these vehicles will become available. I can't give you a direct answer.
Calendar year helps.
Excuse me,
In this calendar year or the next calendar year?
it'll be in 23.
Okay.
So-
Mhm.
They want the order in now, otherwise they say we will miss the. We will miss out on the program in the 2-year cycle that we're turning these back in.
Okay.
It has to do with when Ford builds their trucks. And we're having a hard time getting, we can't even get police vehicles right now because of the chip issues and there's no cars available. We ordered a Dodge Durango this year and we're not getting it. So, we're having just a horrible time. We should have gotten 6 trucks both years, I think it was, and we've only gotten 8 trucks so far. And that's because of, they can't get them. So there's no guarantee that even we get this order in there.
Yeah.
When these trucks will show up. So, but it's supposed to be in 23. Yeah.
So these are replacing trucks that we got 4 years ago?
2 years ago. Or last,
Actually,
I think we started this in 21. Every,
2-year lease? That seems.
well, every 2 years. So it's not really a lease. We're buying these trucks at the government price, which is significantly less. And then Enterprise turns around and sells them for us at a greater price than we actually paid for them. And that's the difference that he's talking about. That'll go towards the new ones. Eventually, we really should be paying. We shouldn't be paying for these trucks or very little for these trucks
Right.
as we rotate them every 2 years.
Okay,
So we should get 6 1 year, 6 the next year, sell the first 6 and buy 6 more the next year and
right.
so on down the line.
But right now, we got 6 the first year, 2 the next year,
Right,
still outstanding on 4.
right.
correct.
Okay.
Now, as this rotation, if we stay in this program and continue with this enterprise fleet rotation, eventually the city could actually make money
Right.
selling these trucks back
Right.
versus having to come up with the.
I mean, to give you an instance, the police truck that we bought last year, the city paid $37,000 for that truck. If you bought that retail, it's probably about a $60,000 truck. If you drive it for 2 years and sell it, it's still valued over the 37 that we paid for it. And
Yeah.
so,
Okay.
So do you
Thanks.
have to stay within a certain mileage in the employment?
So they estimate the mileage on a 2-year cycle. I know it's on here, but my reader's on. I can tell you, the truck I have in the program, I've gone way beyond the mileage with what I do.
well, and these are a little different. When we say lease,
Seven.
these aren't leases in the sense of what you're thinking. These are actually us purchasing these. So we could continue to pay these for however many years it costs to pay it off and we could own that. keep them.
Then sell it back.
Right, but they recommend we do this every 2 years because that's the best value of the vehicle and we're gonna make the most money off of it.
Right.
And so that's kind of what the rotation is. So it's not, there's no mileage necessarily in it, but obviously the lower we keep the mileage, the more money we
Better.
get for the
Right.
vehicle.
Okay.
So if all their figures turn out to be true, which they look like they are. These vehicles are costing us approximately 200. And is it 30? I'm sorry, it's kind of small. The very last box, that's what each vehicle is costing the city per year. So you can see the value of that.
So 53 and 20. 250,000.
Another thing I want to let you guys know is in this program, all services are completed by the fleet program. It's all included in the price.
Okay.
All right, do we have any other questions for Director O'Brien?
And part of the reason Enterprise does it this way and doesn't really cost us anything is because they include these vehicles in on the purchases of their own vehicles. And so it reduces the prices for them on their vehicles. And so they're making money off of it the same way we're making money off of it.
That's just so low.
Yeah. Yeah. And so the more vehicles they buy, the cheaper the price. And yeah.
Thanks, Scott.
Mhm.
Anything else?
Thank
Okay.
you. Next item is a discussion item, something that we have to deliberate on. Unless somebody wants to make comments now on it. So we have time for public comment. If there's anybody in the gallery that would like to stand and make a comment. You definitely have 3 minutes if you would like to come forward. Do we have anybody on?
Nope.
Nope. Right, I have a motion to adjourn.
So.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All right, study session adjourned 6:49 PM. Be back in about 10 minutes, folks.